remember years ago asking our director of aftercare in the Philippines. She's a brilliant PhD academic, but also practitioner. And so I asked her in the development of our programs there, caring for survivors of trafficking, I said, ma'am, in your thinking, as an expert, what is a safe home? And I'm expecting this PhD level answer. And she looks at me and she said, it is safe and it is a home. Hey, this is Rob Morris, the president and co-founder of Love146. And I just wanted to start by saying thank you to One Day's Wages. You guys are just an amazing community of generous people. A couple of years ago, you gave $30,000 toward our work with girls in the Philippines at our round home. You were able to support health, wellness, and education for all of the girls that we were serving there. And now again, this year, you're partnering with us again with a campaign to raise $80,000 for our safe home for boys in the Philippines. This is going to enable us to operate that safe home for boys for a year. And that's a really beautiful thing because oftentimes boys are overlooked in this movement to end the trafficking and exploitation of children. Oftentimes boys are not considered as vulnerable as girls, but the reality is this is something that happens to boys as well. Back some time ago, we began to work in a community of homeless people. It was actually a park in a red light district in the Philippines. And as we began working there, we saw what was happening to some of the children. And because it was nestled into a red light district in the Philippines, there were foreign men who were coming and staying in the motels, really seedy motels surrounding this park, and they were preying on the children in this park, exploiting them and abusing them in horrific ways. And after some time working there, we actually had one boy come to us and say, this is what's happening to me. I want out. I want an education. I want a hope for a future. And his name was David. And we began to care for David, and then David began to bring his friends. And so we opened up a shelter right in that area for these boys, but recognizing that this is not necessarily the best place or the safest place to have this shelter, and not really conducive to the recovery process. So just this summer, we were able to open our first safe home for boys in the Philippines. I was able to visit earlier this summer and was blown away when I went there. The environment is restorative. It's a life-giving place. It's just beautiful surroundings. Walking through the home, the boys were giving us a tour of their home. They had their desks set up where they do their work, and there's like stickers all over their desks. They had a basketball court set up, and you know, I remember taking somebody one time over to see some of our work, and they made a statement when they were observing some of the kids that we were working with. They said, wow, these kids are so happy, they're joyful, they're giggling, they're just like real children. And it was sort of an interesting and somewhat humorous statement. And the reality is, these are real children. And it's so good when you get to see them getting their childhood back and seeing life the way it was supposed to be for them. And so this safe home for boys is exactly that. At Love146, we have this really deep belief that every child deserves the best possible care that they can get. So I just want to thank you at One Day's Wages for providing a safe home for these boys. We are blown away by your extravagant generosity. And extravagance means beyond reason. And one of the things I've always loved about One Day's Wages is your generosity is always beyond reason. So thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of all of us at Love146. We appreciate you.